I was programmed or advised at a very early age about being smart, going to school, pursue a career, get a degree so you can find a good job. Just in case your marriage doesn't work out, then you can be landing on a good job and with financial freedom. How many of us have heard this advice in our lives? What was the advice or what was the programming it was giving to you right before you went into a relationship? I had the opportunity to read a book by Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. The book is called Attach. In this book, they created a research based on relationships, and they came up with the attachment theory. And within the attachment theory, there is a dependency paradox that has to do with the more efficiently dependent we are from one person, the more independent we become and the more daring we become, if that makes any sense. What it means is the more dependent we are to our other half, to our soulmate, to our spouse, the more independent we become, and we have the tools to thrive in the world. Because we have that security base with our soulmate. We know that we're loved. We know that they will protect us and they will always be there for us. So whenever we know that we can count on that person 100%, we are dependent on that. But at the same time, magically, we become independent and then we can go and thrive in the world, if that makes any sense. It blew my mind. I had no clue because, like I said, I had been programmed to guard myself. Like, don't give your 100% because you might get hurt. So a lot of us, might be dealing with that. We're afraid to give the 100% because we're afraid to be hurt. So through this research, they found that there is three different types of attachment in a relationship. The first one and the best one is the secure attachment, and is a relationship where you have honesty, where you have commitment, like there is consistency, and you can just be straightforward. You don't have to hide anything. So that is a secure attachment, and we should all try to work our level to that type of relationship, that type of attachment. The second one is an anxious attachment. It's when a person is very preoccupied or is worried that the relationship is not going where it needs to be. You're always, feeling that anxiety that he's not telling you, I love you, or maybe you didn't tell him I love you and you need to listen, I love you 3 times, and he only told you, I love you 1 time. So it's that type of relationship where one person is very insecure of their relationship. The third one, is avoidant attachment. The avoidant attachment is a person that is very dependent and they minimize closeness with their significant other. It could be like somebody that is dating, and you can only say that he is your boyfriend on the weekends, but through the week, he's nowhere to be around, only on the weekends. Or is a person that is not giving you, their 100%, they only give you 10%, maybe 15%, And we may wonder, well, why? Why do some people have the secure attachment and why others just have, the anxious attachment, and why he is an avoidant attachment? Why, what's the difference? What's the reason? And they said that through research, they find out that it has to do how we were raised, how much affection we got. It also has to do with our life experiences. And third, it has to do with our genetics. So it is a mix of those 3. And through this secure attachment, anxious attachment, and avoidant attachment, there is couples that they might be avoidant attachment, like one of them would be avoidant attachment and the other person would be anxious attachment. That is kind of like the worst relationship they won't work out. Because one person is very needy, like they need the security that the person loves them, and the avoidant just, it's not willing to give more than 10% of himself. So it's not going to work out. But whenever there is a secure attachment in a relationship and the other person is either anxious, sometimes the secure attachment carrier can mold the anxious attachment, to be more secure, if that makes any sense. So the key is to be secure attachment, to be honest, to be consistent, to be straightforward, in order for the relation to work. So whoever carries the secure attachment can save the relationship, either if it's anxious or an avoidant attachment. This could also change. Like if you are a secure attachment relationship, you have to be cautious, because you can change if there is a big change in your life, like if there is an illness in the family, if there is death in the family, if there is an unexpected change, it can shift. So you have to be careful to always be aware, because you want to be on the secure attachment in order for you to enjoy your relationship. The author also talks about oxytocin. Oxytocin is free. It's a hormone that you can get by cuddling with your significant other. The more you cuddle, the more oxytocin your body is going to release, which that means is going to help you to level your emotions. So let's do more cuddling based on this research. From my very own special sauce, I would like to add that we should stop keeping scores. We should stop measuring how much I am doing versus how much he is doing. Because whenever we focus on how much we've done and how much they have not done to keep up with what we have done, that is a trade relationship. It's like you do this if I do that, you do this if I do that. We're not practicing love. We're just watching, that I'm doing more than he is. And that interferes with a higher level of a relationship. So we want to be on the higher level of a relationship where we know we're lovers. We know we're here to love. We know we're here to forgive. And it is a tough one. It is a challenge. I can share with you that the moment I heard, or the moment I was aware of, that my significant other was God's creation, that was the moment my mind began to shift. I no longer kept scores of what was I doing and what he was not doing. Because we can get trapped in that, and I was trapped in that, I'm going to be honest with you. But whenever I heard, like I said, that he was God's creation, and I was trying to choke God's creation, that was the moment I was like, okay, I'm wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I need to admire God's creation. If you don't believe in God, you do believe in the universe. You do believe that something created you, something created the world. So whoever you believe that created you, created the world, they created your significant other. So think that way. Think of, everything in the universe has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Even a rock, even a frog, everything in the universe has a purpose. So whenever, like I said, whenever I shift my mind to admire God's creation, things started changing. Like I started seeing my relationship as, he's here to teach me in a good way. I started seeing it with love. He's here to teach me. He's here to make me stronger. So because of that, I need to give more love. I need to give my 100%. We all carry little traumas from our past. Some of us carry bigger traumas. But, I was programmed that way. I was programmed to guard myself. I was programmed to not give my all because I might be hurt. So through reading this book, I was like, oh wow, it was a big opening eyes for me to know that I need to depend on him in order for me to grow, in order for me to thrive in the world. I have to have that love. I have to have that secure base. And the only way I can get it is by giving it, is by giving my all to the relationship. So that was just my special sauce, because as a mom, sometimes I get trapped with my unconditional love that I think is my children, because I gave birth to my children. So sometimes I get trapped in that, oh, this is unconditional love. They love me forever. And I know at one time they're going to fly. They're going to find their significant others, and they're going to have to share the love with their significant others and their children. So in reality, I need to love my children to death, but I also need to, take time to nurture my relationship with my husband. I hope this information helps you. Relationships are not by chance. So don't just see, oh, we'll see if we make it. No, it's not by a chance. You have the tools. There are strategies, there are techniques out there to make your relationship work. Blessings to you all, and I hope to see you soon.